Hey everybody, we are back for the last episode of Jumpstart YouTube. Yes, this is where it all collides. You have the power, you have the knowledge, you know your triggers, you've got the mindset, you're getting to sleep on time, you're being healthy, you're eating the right foods. This is Awesome Ashby Eats and she loves to eat, but before we can eat, we've got to know what we're supposed to eat and what we're supposed to do for deep health. All I want for all of us is deep, deep health. Okay. And I just want to say thanks for being here. That's the other thing I want to say. Okay. I'm just starting out and I'll be honest about it. And there'll be a lot more videos and I'll get better as time goes on. And I'm normally a professional public speaker, so I'm used to humans in front of me and looking into their faces when I talk to them. But now I'm just looking into you, baby camera. And I'm talking to the people who are watching at home and or on the bus or on the train or whatever the case is. And I'm just really thankful that you're here and you're watching and you care about your health. I mean, that alone takes energy and effort to do, to just care. And if you are obese or overweight, I hate that word obese. So if you are overweight and you want to be healthier, these videos are great to teach you how to do that. What you have to remember is anybody can tell you anything, but you live your life. So it is your choice always. And I just want you making the best choices for yourself by giving you the information to help you do that. So this is the end, and it's called, what is this called? I did a lot of homework for you guys. I'm just saying. Consistency over perfection. Right. Notes. No teleprompter yet. But if you have one lying around, let me know. So, yeah. So consistency over perfection is the right mantra. Consistency over perfection. What does consistency over perfection mean? Consistency means habitually, and perfection is impossible. So it's better to not think of anything as perfect. You know, if you get no sleep ever and then you get one good night of sleep, that's better. That's the win, you know? And you have to remember that because no one is like a professional Olympian athlete out of the gate. You know, they're raised like that. They're trained like that. So we're all here. Most of us, I think, middle life. If you're younger, like jumpstart, good for you. Awesome. But, you know, we just want to be healthier us, and it'll probably help us have less hospital visits in our later ages and less pills we have to take in our later stages of life and less all of that. So that's why I think it's worth it, because to just learn this stuff is free. And then to put it into practice is you just really focusing on your mindset and your grocery bill. And so I pulled up some diagrams because, you know, I love a chart. I love a chart. So if you want to take a screen capture with your phone, you can. Because the reality is life is messy and in the middle. That's just life. It's messy in the middle. Sometimes you're going to get it right. Sometimes you're going to get it wrong. The more you can get it right, the more weight you will lose. But if you get it wrong, it's okay too, right? You still got to show yourself grace. You still got to give yourself forgiveness. You still have to remember that you are beautiful. You are perfect. Just like I said in the very first episode, in the first part of Jumpstart You, you have to remember that you are this amazing, beautiful creature that was able to be birthed on this planet and be alive. Whatever your backstory is, wherever you come from, I don't care. All I care about is your breath. You're breathing. You're on this planet. You freaking matter. Period. Okay? And because of that, why not be the healthiest version of yourself so that you can enjoy your life? And so, yeah, consistency is really just being messy in the middle. And I'm very good at the all or nothing mindset. It's not good. I've worked very hard on trying to not have it. I still have it. I've just done a lot of the work pulling away that perfectionist stuff because, like, I know this isn't perfect. I know my first set of videos wasn't perfect and the set before that. But now we're on my third set of videos and I'm just going to keep doing it and it'll just keep getting better and keep getting better. And it might never be perfect, but it'll keep getting better because I keep trying. And that goes for anything in life, right? And right now we're talking about our health. So all I want you to do is just try, okay? Just try. We talked about tracking the progress. MyFitnessPal is a good one. I want to give you some help, so I put this together for myself. Anything I scrounge up and put together for myself, I'll share with you on my social medias or on this channel as I go forward. So let me just show you this. I really like this. This is for my ladies. This is for my ladies. So this is actually for everybody. We're not for the ladies yet. This is for everybody. This is the top, I think it's less than 20. But anyways, these are natural metabolism boosters. So I'm going to say them just in case I turn this into a podcast. You want enough fatty protein, like from fish and other things of that nature. I think it's hard to read the small print, so I'm going to read some of it. You definitely want to drink more water. That's a given for all of us. Drink some coffee. We like a little coffee. You want to drink cold water, though. I'm going back to water. If the cold water, it's that same theory of like the people who take the cold plunges, right? So cold water, you want your caffeine. We all love our caffeine. That's happening. Cold exposure, short term. That's like the cold shower in the morning or when they do the ice baths. Lifting weights and strength training definitely boosts the metabolism. Green tea or matcha boosts the metabolism. Prioritizing quality sleep boosts the metabolism. Remember the neat energy I was talking about, which is just your movement throughout the day. Eating enough, right? So don't crash diet. Remember I was telling you that like when I was younger, I've starved myself to lose weight. That works when you're in your teens, not in a good way. But when we're an adult, it doesn't work in any way. So you want to make sure you're eating enough of the right foods. And so that means no junk food, and it's tough and it's this process, but you'll get there. I believe in you. You want to eat fiber-rich foods. Remember we were talking about the majority of the people in this country, America, I don't know about other countries, but definitely this country, we don't eat anywhere enough fiber-rich foods. Walking after meals, putting it on my Tinder profile. Practice deep breathing or mindful movement. I love that. That's your yoga. That's your breath work. That's your sound baths. Like all of that stuff is super helpful to regulate the nerve system, which really helps with the way the body functions. So adding spicy foods, like the older I get, the more I get into spice. I'm so curious if that's true for you. If that's true for you, tell me in the comments below. I want to know if you eating spicy foods, if you've been able to eat spicier foods as you've gotten older. Yeah. And then we have vitamin D, the sunlight. It's good to get some sunlight. Make sure you wear the SPF though, because we want to protect the skin and keep your brain active. I really, really love that one because when I think about keeping my brain active, I think of my mom and she loves those Sudoku books. She's in her 70s, 73, 74, and she will Sudoku it up. That's like her happy place. Okay, so now this one is for the ladies. My apologies. This one, did it change? Okay. This one is the top food and activities for PMS. And we all know what that is. PMS. Leafy greens, herbs and spices, turmeric, berries, salmon, eggs, lentils and beans, stress management, avocados, fermented foods. Oh my God, I love fermented foods, except kimchi. I know everybody loves kimchi, but I like all the other ones, just not that. Nuts, yogurt, pumpkin seeds, whole grain, walk or cardio exercise, walking in nature. And they did avocados twice. I don't know what that's about. And vitamin D, which is sunlight. So it's interesting that I want to say, let's go back and forth. Okay, so avocados are in the PMS page. No avocados on the metabolism boosting page. Okay, forget that. Eggs? No. Sunlight. Okay, so sunlight is good for your metabolism and for the PMS. What else? Fiber-rich foods. Leafy greens are good for both. Love that. Fiber for everybody. Walking is on both. So walking is good to boost the metabolism and for PMS. Nuts. Did we have nuts over here? No. No nuts. Okay. So I just think that's very interesting. Like walking and sunlight. Walking in the sunlight. Walking in the sunlight. Walking in the sunlight is really good for you all the time, apparently. I love that. Another issue that I think is really tough when we're starting a journey like this is the money, right? I'll never forget on my first like healthy way, I lost weight in 2021. I love Low Carb Love. I think she's down in Orange County. She's this younger girl that she's probably in her late, well, maybe she's only like a few years younger. Anyways, I digress. She's called Low Carb Love. She has a lot of followers, so you might be familiar with her. And she was making bread out of egg whites, right? And I was like, that's so fascinating because I would love to figure out how to make bread out of egg whites. And so she had this bag of powdered egg whites, and then I go on Amazon to look it up. It's a $23 bag of like powdered egg whites. I am not paying $23 for bread. Period. Like I don't know what's happening, but I'm not paying for $23 for bread. So in my head I was like, what a huge disconnect. Only rich people could make this kind of bread, or people who are very financially comfortable, because nobody's going to, like, on an every week basis or even a monthly, spend $23, $25 with tax for the powdered egg whites to make bread. So because of that, I have another chart. If you want to be healthy, these are the low cost food options that are just staples for being healthy, that are not expensive. You got eggs, brown rice, cabbage, sunflower seeds, bananas, onions, garlic, apples, peanuts, carrots. Even apples are kind of expensive. Lentils, canned fish, whole chicken, especially organic chicken, very pricey. Potatoes, beets, ghee, butter, melon, and spices. Now you could take a screenshot of that with your phone if you want, but I think it's really just to remind you, me, all of us, just to remind us that, like, this doesn't have to be so expensive. I think that's something that a lot of us who struggle with our weight a lot, like, we're always like, I know that there's like a bunch of money that I need to be spending. And it's like, no, there's not a bunch of money you need to be spending. And I'll definitely do some videos where, like, maybe I'll give myself some challenges, like, how many healthy foods can you get for $20 at this store or whatever? Because I just think it's so easy to put a price tag on health. I talk about this at the beginning of the Jumpstart series in the first one. Like, this is a $990 billion industry. Is just people, like, playing off our insecurities on our weight and knowing that we'll buy all the stuff. Like, I just threw out like 2 different powders of some sort of weight management drink thing that tastes disgusting, that I never finished because it didn't taste good. Because I have learned after all of these years, if you want to get thinner, it has to do with your whole body, your mind, the way you live, the energy, all of that stuff. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it together. I'm really excited because I do really want to be healthy, and I do know it's hard. And I think by us doing it together, it will make it a more enjoyable journey for me and for you, and togetherness. So we'll get into the nitty-gritty details now that we've gotten to the end of these parts of the series. I'll weigh myself, all of the tough, embarrassing things, because this is sort of like a last frontier for me. I'm very not afraid to be out in the public eye, public speaking. I'm a team builder, hosting events, but my weight has always been something I've, like, struggled with. And it's really funny because I think people love to judge people on their weight, and I don't think that's very nice or very helpful. I remember back in 2007, I had lost a lot of weight when it was like the first year I moved to California. And there were a few reasons I lost all that weight. One of them was I changed what I ate, but it wasn't in a healthy way. I worked at a TGI this is like over 20 years ago. I worked at a TGI Fridays, and I would only eat like the soup and salad, like the side dishes, every day before I started working. And I definitely drank a lot more alcohol. That's not going to help you lose weight. I was just partying a lot in my 20s. And I lost a bunch of weight. And it was so funny because I'd moved from Florida back home, and everybody, like, I had heard these rumors that people were talking about me back home because I had lost this weight, and they were saying crazy, not nice things about me. And I thought it was so funny because the only reason any of that was happening was because I had lost a bunch of weight. And then I moved to LA, and life became really stressful, and I gained it all back, and then I lost it again, and then I gained it all back. And so this is just part of my life and how my emotions control me, and how I'm working on my emotions and my mindset so that I can stay healthy and regulated all the time in my life, my personal life. But it is interesting how other people have no problem judging from the outside. So don't listen to anyone else but yourself. You are number one. You are perfect. You are beautiful. You got this. We're going to do it together. right? And so I hope that these videos helped. I will probably add a bunch of different stuff when it comes to like my personal choices and like what I eat and what I eat every day and my favorite snacks and all that. And it won't be so nicely formatted, but I'll definitely make sure to do a couple of these a week because I do really like the concept of a podcast about women's health and what we deal with and how, like, you know, if you do the homework, women's bodies were not studied in the past. They were considered anomalies because we're all different or whatever. So major health books are mostly totally about men's bodies. And I find that very inappropriate and rude and unfair. And so we should talk about our personal bodies and our health and all the good, bad, and ugly that comes with it because we are no longer, kept separate. We're all in this together. The women have been let out. The women have been let out. Tell the men the women have been let out. And so I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed watching me. I will have another, like, I guess it's a gift. It's a chart I made because I think another really tough part about losing weight is when you travel. And I'm working on that now because, like, what do you eat? You like need a snack on the plane or you need a snack in the car. And so this was really interesting. You want to screen capture this? This is the top travel snacks for healthy eating and weight loss. A lot of them I don't love. Like, I'm not taking a hard-boiled egg on a train or like a plane or an automobile. But it is high in protein. So it is interesting because I've never really been into jerky, but I'm open to trying one and seeing how I feel about that. And I don't like roasted chickpeas. I don't know what a lentil snack would look like. I know the seaweed snacks are at Trader Joe's, but I don't know if I think I like the taste of those. I obviously would be a fan for any of the fruit stuff, dried fruit, fresh fruit, love fruit. Yeah, if you have any additions to this list, I would love to hear what you got because I do think it's important to have healthy snacks when we travel because that's when you're like most likely to be in the situation where like, well, I don't have a choice. So you're either going to pay a lot of money for a healthy snack from like a Starbucks or something that, yeah, it's healthy, but you just spent $20, or you're going to prepare ahead of time. And so I definitely want to do some homework on that as well. I really hope you enjoyed these last 6 episodes. I really hope they showed you like deep health stuff. I mean, we did have a diagram on deep health. Essentially, though, deep health is much more than what you eat and sleep and move. Deep health is about the people in your life. Deep health is about the work that you do. Deep health is about the way you treat your community and your environment. I would love to expand this platform to where that is all that we do is focus on the 6 aspects of deep health. I personally feel like I am suffering the most in my physical health at this moment, which is why I'm focusing on this now. And then when I feel like I get to a really good place with my physical health, I want to branch out into those other areas of wellness because I think another thing that our mind is easy to trap us in, our own little world. And I think giving back to the community is super essential and makes you such a better, well-rounded human being. I think caring about the planet that we live on is really important because these natural resources are not never ending. And I also think the relationships we have are really valuable and important, and we need to treat those with respect and care. Yeah, quality over quantity. So I really hope you enjoyed all of this. I enjoyed doing it, and thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and day, and I can't wait to see you next time. So until then, this is Awesome Ashby with Awesome Ashby Eats because I love to eat, and I know you do too. Love yourself. Bye.